And can you tell us what your, no, okay, it's fine.
That one of my subscribers from my channel designed it. And her name is Ivy B Creates.
Ivy B Creates, and you have a channel. What's your channel?
Cynthia's Joyful Creations.
Cynthia's Joyful Creations, you guys. They're really beautiful. Can you look this rape and that? And who gave you your button?
The one and only creative grandma.
Creative grandma. Good stuff when she sees it, for sure. Thank you so much.
Hello, Joy family. It is truly an honor to share this amazing event with you that we got to experience on August 19, 2026 at the Premier Meetup. Before the event even started, our joy was already just filling up. Kim from Southern Winter came up from Georgia and spent the night with us. In fact, she got to spend 2 nights with us, so what a fun visit that was. But the morning of the event, Kim and Todd and I, we got an early start. Even though Charlotte, North Carolina is only 2 hours from us, we got on the road a little early, took our time, enjoyed the ride, enjoyed the scenery, stopped and got some food and had a little visit there. And Kim and I crocheted all the way there. And we still got to the venue early. So we found a parking space that had a nice tree that offered a lot of shade and parked there, and we crocheted in the car. And we were meeting up with Wanda from Crochet Done My Way, and she came and crocheted with us in the car for a while until we were able to go into the venue. And once we got inside, what an amazing night was waiting for us. I do want to shout out to Hal and Yanka and say thank you for creating such a magical night and event for us. It was just wonderful. And also a shout out to all the content creators that were a part of making this night possible, sharing their time with us. It just was a truly great time. And I also enjoyed getting to meet some of my yarny friends from the YouTube streets and putting faces with names like Deborah Richardson and Janet R. And then Todd and I met this lovely couple at the table we sat at. Kim picked the table for us, but I think it was divine intervention that Todd and I got to meet Carol and Sean, and we fell in love with them. They are such a beautiful couple, just so energetic and full of life, and it was so inspiring to meet Carol and hear about her own health journey and how she has overcome so much and is still on a day-to-day basis overcoming things, but yet living life to the fullest and not letting it define her. And so it was wonderful. But even more so, Todd is such a great sport. He is my biggest supporter when it comes to my whole crafting journey. He's been with me from the beginning, and I drag him to so many things, from meetups to events to crochet clubs to yarn store after yarn store, and involve him in all the unboxings of my wonderful goodies that come in. He's truly an inspiration. And he also helps me with the not so fun things like frogging projects and untangling yarn and winding them into cakes and all those kinds of things. He's just a great part of it. So when he can get something for himself out of one of these events, it just truly makes my heart smile. And he thoroughly enjoyed the company that he shared with Sean. So definitely want to say thank you to them for coming and for the opportunity to meet them. They are definitely friends for life, so we will definitely see them again in the future. Let's talk about the wonderful content creators. It was a joy to meet Glenda and Jennifer and Miranda and Elise and Tia and all the Instagram content creators that I had not ever met. I can't wait to dive into their Instagram channels and find out more about them and their craft. But it was just so much fun to get to meet them and talk with them. But I am going to highlight the two women that inspire and encourage me the most and have had a part in my yarny journey, and that is Glenda and Jennifer. It is so wonderful. Sadie has come to join us. To have gotten to meet Glenda. She does not know this, but she had a part in teaching me how to crochet. I am self-taught, and even though I've been crocheting for 21 years, I am still very much a student of the craft. And it was Glenda who helped me learn stitches and how to, basically crochet. And so I'm very grateful for that and the opportunity to meet her. She is just a true delight, just a joyful human being. And when I turned to Todd and said, well, I guess we should go on and share the love and let others come up and talk to her, we left Wanda with her and started walking back to the table. And next thing I know, I feel this hand kind of pulling my shoulder back and then beginning to pin a premier button on me. And this is the button that Glenda pinned on me. So it was nice to see her do that and know that she had chosen me. I knew what it meant to get that button. And there were, I can't remember, 16, 20 of us. I don't remember how many got chosen, but the premier staff and the content creators were to share their button with someone that the make that they had or was wearing, they really, really enjoyed or was inspired by, to go up on stage, as you saw in the video, and there was a first, second, and third place winner. And so it just was truly an honor for Glenda to choose me. Now, Wanda did share with me that Glenda said she had a very, very hard time choosing between the two of us because Wanda was also wearing her Jen Ivy top. But in the end, Glenda chose me because the colors of my top were her colors. But Glenda, I would have been just as happy if you had chosen Wanda because it would have been well-deserved. She is an amazing crafter and crocheter in her own right, and not only a very dear friend. So I would have been just as happy if you had chosen her. But thank you for choosing me and allowing me that opportunity. And Jennifer. One of the things I love about Jennifer and why I enjoy visiting her channel is because she is truly not only a delightful individual, but she is real, she is authentic, and she's great at her crafts. And she's inspiring. And so she has pushed me at times to try things outside of the box and outside of my comfort zone. And this is all information that these women don't know. And I'm sure that, they always hope and strive, as I do as a content creator, to inspire someone and motivate them. But I think they truly don't really grasp the level of inspiration and joy they bring to others. So I hope that this night was an eye-opener and a revealing moment to them that they truly are loved and that they have such a huge family that stands behind them and with them. I want to say thank you to Kim and Wanda for sharing their pictures with me, as well as the ones Mr. Joyful and I took, so that we could create this experience for you to feel like you are a part of. I hear there's word that there's another one being planned for in the future, and if so, I highly encourage you to find a way to try and come. It was truly a life-changing night for me, not only to meet these wonderful individuals and you know, crafters who love the craft as much as I do, but as a new inspiring designer, it just filled me with such passion, and it has really made me want to focus more on, you know, doing what truly brings me joy and makes me happy. I do want to, before I close, give a huge thank you to Jennifer for something that she did. And while the act of kindness does not surprise me, and it will probably not surprise you, I want to personally say thank you. I also want to say thank you to all those that took videos from the ones I've seen, and I'm sure I've not seen them all. It appears that everybody left out this one moment and incident that occurred with me, and I want to say thank you for the grace of that. But I am going to talk about it because after meeting Carol and hearing her journey, I realized that sometimes the things we go through can be inspiration for others, but I certainly don't want anyone in that room to allow that moment to be the defining definition of who Cynthia from Cynthia's Joyful Creations is. I definitely want to always make sure I am inspiring joy and leaving joy with others. So in case there is someone here that has never been a part of my family or was in that audience and does not know me, I do want to take a brief moment and share my journey. A couple years ago, I was working in the emergency room at our local hospital. Love that job. But I began having difficulty walking and standing, and before long, I literally was feeling crippled to the point that I just couldn't function. And so we sought doctors and learned that my spine was closing in around my nerves and crushing them. And if I didn't have surgery to hollow out the spine, then I would have been not only wheelchair bound, but probably would have had a very short lifespan. And as many know, I have actually passed away once before from an aneurysm for 8.5 minutes, and I am still here. So God is not done with your joy girl yet. But in that moment, I had that surgery, and it was only supposed to be a couple hours, and it lasted 2 days. And they had to allow my body to rest to finish. But they were having complications in inserting a cage into my spine so that when the bone marrow grew back, that it wouldn't crush my nerves again. And so the ideal is to put the cage in through the back of the spine, but they had to insert it through the side of the spine, and in doing so, they had to touch and move some major nerves, and because of that, when I woke up, I had no feeling from the chest, from my rib cage down, except for my feet. And to this day, I still don't have feeling in those places, but I didn't have mobility when I woke up, but now I have limited mobility. So I am able to walk. I do not have to consistently be in a wheelchair anymore, but it did take me 2.5 years to get to this place. And I am so grateful for, you know, all those that worked with me in physical therapy, and Todd, he was my rock, my ride or die. But also to my YouTube channel, because my joy family is what kept me going and making me feel like that I had a purpose, you know, here. But with that being said, I do still have limitations, and because of that, I tire very easily. And as I was going up the steps to the stage, and those steps were very, very far apart, I achieved one milestone, and that was the fact that I went up them face forward. To this day, since my incident, I take steps and I go up and down them backwards. When I do that, I use a different set of muscles and I have more stability. But those steps were so far apart, there was no way I could navigate those going backwards. And so I did it going forward, and I did it. Woohoo! But even more importantly, I got up on stage. And what makes that so miraculous is the fact that the last step up to the stage, it was pretty steep. It was probably like 1.5 feet, deep. And I did it. I got both feet up on that stage. That was a huge milestone. Unfortunately, I was in a squatting position and I did not have the strength or mobility to fully stand. So the announcer, and I'm sad that I didn't catch her name because you know how important names are to me, allowed me to go back down to that first step off the stage and talk to me. But my thank you is to Jennifer, because the moment she saw me struggling, she was all the way on the other side of the stage on ground level, and she began making her way around the stage and up those steps to help me and support me. There was no railing on those steps, so literally I could have tumbled off of there, but there she was standing behind me, supporting me and helping me back down those steps. Now, while it does not surprise us for the act of kindness that she displayed, it truly touched my heart. And Jennifer, you are such a remarkable human being, and I know you have shared in the past over the years a little bit with your journey and how you grew up, but I just want you to know just how wonderful I think you are, and that act of kindness just exemplifies the kind of human being you are and how you've not let your own circumstances define you. And that is my heart's cry, that anyone there or anyone watching those videos that are going across YouTube or even in my own video, that you do not allow that moment to define who you think Cynthia's Joyful Creations is, because she is stronger than you think. She is funny and she is full of joy, and that's what she inspires to leave with you, so that when you think of anything related to Cynthia's Joyful Creations, that your heart is filled with joy. Your joy tank is just filled to overflowing. So with that, I want to say thank you again to Hal and Yanka and the content creators for such an amazing, magical evening. And to all of you, I just, again, pray that you've been inspired by what you got to see here in this video. And until next time, be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations, be the joy in everything you do, and live your joy. And I will see you next time. Mwah. I love you. Nugs and joy. And don't let nugs scare you. That is just simply a great big hug around the neck. Be joyful, my friends. Bye.